Hello and welcome back to the world's shortest staring contest. You blinked. I was worried that was going to be awkward for a second there. All of social media suffers from the success of other social media, and due to the limitations of time itself, they are all vying for your attention. Opposed to a phone, a computer seems to solve all of these issues, where you can multitask multiple YouTube videos at the same time. Of course, these companies would rather you to diversify and multitask forms of media rather than be committed to one option. Although in an ideal world, they would be the only option forever, and you would be their little consumer. And alas, we begin to witness a homogenization of social media, where one company glances over the shoulder at what the others are doing, and proceeds to then add some sort of subtle variation of that thing. I think the most obvious brand new social media addition is that of artificial intelligence. Every single company has some sort of random integration that in some way involves the robot that tends to hallucinate information with full confidence directly to your face. I think Snapchat and Instagram have possibly the least helpful integrations of this that I've seen so far. Most notably with Snapchat having the My AI. I know this is likely years past being a relevant insight, but like, why would a user be compelled to use the My AI feature when there are so many alternatives available? Is it for convenience? The fact that you can customize the Bitmoji? The fact that it won't go away and is forever locked to the top of the app's interface no matter what course of action you decide to take? Because those aren't really good reasons. And Instagram is also out of pocket with its AI integration, as if for some reason you pressed on the search tab without having the slightest clue as to what you wanted to look for in the first place. If that is the situation you find yourself in, Meta AI has you covered. Aside from just this small integration that's kind of innately harmless, Instagram also wanted to implement these weird AI influencer accounts to somehow increase engagement, which is interesting to say the least. I'm not really sure how seeing fake people would make me more interested in the ongoing social media landscape, because isn't the point of social media to connect with people you actually know in real life? I figured the initial point of social media was to find a way to monetize these social connections in a digital landscape, or at least rekindle or maintain the parasocial relationships you've established with your favorite content creators or celebrities. I guess every company now wants to be the one-stop shop for your personal information. The most likely reason for this AI over-implementation, to help you establish a rapport with the company's robot that will sell your information to other companies for more tailored advertisements. Do they expect people to reach out to AI for the most beyond mundane scenarios? The year is 2030. Dear Snapchat My AI, I was going to do laundry today, but I keep procrastinating because I can't decide what detergent to use. In case you couldn't tell, this is the dream scenario for Snapchat in the future. And after you send this to their AI, all of a sudden the Snapchat algorithm is off to the races. I imagine at some point there will be a bidding war for AI suggesting products and its responses, if that isn't already a thing. If people are using AI to replace slogging through web pages in search for information that might be relevant, and these web pages have ads on them, surely at some point the shareholders are going to want to recoup that loss, you know, as people no longer see these ads. My most likely culprit so far is probably Google Gemini. Engagement brings us to the next big trend that's taken over social media, and that is the overwhelming takeover of short-form content. I know it's kind of a little bit of a channel cliche so far. At least in video form, I've only complained about it once, and did TikTok legitimately destroy companies' integrity? I feel like one day many years ago, each app had its own little corner of the internet. A niche. A broad but not all-encompassing appeal. But now each of them are trying to double dip in other apps' territories in increasingly more obvious ways. Originally, TikTok had the dancing teenagers and weird lip syncing. YouTube had the broadcast yourself mindset in an endless archive of videos to browse through. And Instagram had everyone bragging about the personal highlights of their lives through images to make their friends envious and depressed. Snapchat had the pictures and messages that disappear for reasons we totally don't need to question. But now it seems like in subtle ways, TikTok equals YouTube equals Instagram, but kind of also equals Snapchat. TikTok was second to the short form content game, behind Twitter, but more specifically Vine. I guess. But man, did that really make an impact. Instagram immediately pulled out Reels, which is just TikTok re-uploaded. And then YouTube Shorts came along from Google, which is both Instagram Reels and TikTok re-uploaded. But then also the YouTube channel you subscribe to but forgot about, that posts a short every 30 seconds or so. The psychology student in me wants to question the implications of short form media and the long-term effects on the human brain and dopaminergic systems. So for a short little section here, that's what we're gonna do. In the 1950s, researchers implanted electrodes in rats' brains to stimulate their pleasure centers, places tied to dopamine release. The rats could press a lever to trigger the stimulation, and they did non-stop, thousands of times an hour. They ignored food, water, and sleep until they literally just collapsed. Now if we replace that lever with an endless feed of perfectly tailored videos where dopamine hits one swipe at a time, the similarities are now a little bit unnerving. Obviously it's not identical, and this is kind of just hyperbole, or a little bit of an allegory and case studying. And social media didn't just glance over this experiment, they found a way to monetize it. You know, they wrapped it up in a sleek UI and just handed it back to us. Maybe for more or less, that's why every app kind of feels the same now, because deep down they understand these systems better than anyone else, and it kind of just always works. And we love them for that. I don't judge. They all seek to provide this release in some manner, and man, they're good at it. I guess the real question in all of this is just, are we okay with that? Anyways, thank you for watching the video. I kind of ran out of time to get everything the way I exactly wanted it, so I'm sorry about that. I'm just a little bit of a busy university student trying to find time to do a weekly upload. Yeah, school's been keeping me a little bit more busy than I would like, so I'm still trying though. Still giving it 100. Let me know what you think. Things I could do better, worse, the same. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video.